back to the Dodecast, episode 8. As always, co-host Bridger's with me. Looking as good as he always does, Don. And again, we promised it. It wasn't on episode 7, but we got him back for the next step. We got Sammy Goodman back on the pod, Don.
Good to be here, boys. Glad to be back.
We're back. Back and better than ever.
Dude, we
Don,
got cheers to that, boys.
with my agua.
Agua. Staying
Cheers.
clean. Thanks for having me back, boys. Appreciate it.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the nitty gritty here. Yeah, so we were talking about Diddy before we started rolling.
Yeah.
I have updates on the case, but I'm going to go back and reference all of the other information that I had just to give Sammy a quick synopsis.
Yeah, could you give me like a general overview? Because I've only seen like a few memes. And bro, my mom, she was like, "You hear what happened to Sean Combs?" I was like, "What?" She was like, "Sean Diddy Combs." I was like, "Diddy?"
So Diddy is a fucking creep to like his team and to people that he like parties with, because whenever he has a party, he will literally mix drugs with tequila and force the people that enter to drink it. So everybody's like super fucked up. By the end of the night, it'll just be like a giant ass fucking sex party, basically. His producer said that Diddy was like sexually assaulting him and like trying to like get him to like do like gay shit with him. And there was like Diddy had a friend that was also like a part of his record label, and his producer really liked Diddy's friend and was just like, this dude is like the shit, like he's done so much like in production, like he was like his idol. And Diddy had a video of his friend also doing some gay shit, like having sex with a man, and Diddy showed his producer this video and was like, well, dude, come on. Like, you don't want to do sex shit with me. He's like, dude, your idol's doing it. It's just a part of Hollywood. It's just a part of the music biz. Like, everybody does this. Even the person that you idolize is doing this. So why don't we go ahead and get some shit done?
So I heard, this is one of the things I saw. When Justin Bieber was like 14, like his custody, like his mom signed away his custody or something, and he spent like 6 weeks at Diddy's house, like when he was like really fucking young.
Usher did the same thing when he was 14 years old.
I'm curious how deep it's gonna get, man.
Oh, that's what he said every time he got with someone.
I got a nice little fun fact that could probably take this Diddy case a little bit deeper.
Hold on, I feel like never mind.
Run it. What are you talking about?
No, I feel like my joke went over y'all heads. Because brother was like, I wonder how deep it's gonna get, and I was like, that's what he said every time he got with someone. I just had to rerun that because I felt like that was slept on. I felt like that was a good one. But you can cut that.
I just added in a fake laugh for editing.
Bro, have you guys seen those videos of like it's like shows like that without the laugh track?
Well, I mean, it's a real thing. Like when they were shooting Seinfeld and all sorts of shows, I mean, like there is a thing or a person that comes around, they hold up a sign that says like laugh, like
Damn.
it's like reaction. It's a part of the show. It's not like it's a live show. Those people are there to fill in a role as to add a sound effect.
Yeah, I didn't know they had like signs like that. I thought that was like a joke.
Shit, where did I leave off, bro? What other juicy info? Well, I mean, I guess just to go into his past a little bit, this motherfucker. Well, here's a little side note for you too. Usher says that he lost his excuse me. Usher said that he lost his virginity at 14 years old, but that's when he lived at Diddy's house. And Diddy hired a bunch of sex workers to come to his house like at nighttime and go and burst into Usher's room and just go and do shit. Usher was 14 years old when this shit happened. And he's made like threats and shit to his fucking producer. His producer's name is Lil Rod. So Lil Rod's been threatened many times, like for shit. And yeah, Diddy also just like Diddy's just fucking crazy, bro. Like he literally just like shot a guy in the middle of a party because he was like talking shit on Diddy or something. Like,
You know how everyone knew that, like, what R. Kelly was doing before R. Kelly got found guilty?
yeah,
People knew Diddy was doing dirty shit forever. Like, people have known that.
Well, his status is so high, and with any sort of status comes control. And, like, yeah, he's just a really powerful person up there, and he has so many connections.
And he does the most heinous fucking shit, and it's just like, and everyone's known that forever. It's just, it's so crazy for it to like, hey, it's true, and and now you're gonna find out everything that we're gonna let you know, type shit. Because I feel like most of these public cases like this, bro, they're real.
No, yeah, there will be, like, I don't know if it'll be
Because
like a Netflix original or some shit, but there will be a documentary on shit.
Homeland Security went and raided Diddy's house, like houses. Like
Yeah.
there was an operation on the West Coast that was going on, and there was an operation on the East Coast that was going on, and they're both looking for like human trafficking shit.
Yeah, and isn't that when like his jet was found flying to like the Caribbean or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
At the same time,
fucking dipped, bro.
plane went.
Well, Shae, last week when you said like how he was going out on restaurants and it seemed like he was unfazed by this, right?
Yeah.
My mind went to Breaking Bad. When Walter's trying to fucking work with Gus, they meet in a fucking public area, like nothing's going on. So when he is like seeming unfazed by this, it's like, dude, something's probably, they're probably having a conversation about something.
It's more than about chicken. This ain't about Los Pollos Hermanos.
The update somewhat on the Diddy case. This isn't necessarily directly linked to Diddy, but it possibly could be. And this is fucking insane. If you thought Diddy was crazy, Jay-Z might be connected to this.
Have you guys seen 50 Cent's posts? Dude, 50 Cent posts about like this shit all the time, and he'd be posting about Jay-Z.
Oh, also fun fact, Jay-Z and R. Kelly had a song called Fiesta. They shot the music video for that song on Epstein's Island.
No way.
What?
Yeah.
I might have to go watch that video.
Dude, I'm watching that video for sure. That video's getting an extra like.
Yeah, I saw like a clip of it, but obviously I didn't fucking know. I ain't never been there. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, there's a person on YouTube that goes and just like infiltrates shit. What happened?
Nothing, dude.
Just sipping beers. What were you saying? What were you talking about there, Don? You're talking about Epstein Island, Don. Talking about kids, Don. What about those kids, Don?
No, I was saying there's this dude on YouTube that like goes and infiltrates and like goes like fucking. He'll like sneak into spots that are like fucking of conspiracy like this. You know what I'm saying? What is the problem? What is the issue here, Don? What's going on?
Come on, Bridger. Fucking tap in.
You were
Lock in.
Shut the fuck up. Don't throw me under the bus, brother.
What the fuck is going on?
You were talking about something deep. Sammy cracked a fucking beer. And it was so fucking loud. And it would have been fine. Okay, it would have been fine. I would have edited out his audio. Because this is a zoom in shot of you type shit.
Alright, Bridger cleared the air.
What were we talking about, Mom?
That's getting cut.
Alright, boys. I brought some fucking topics here.
Hey, hold up. Because I'm gonna grab a brew. Piss break. Hold up.
fresh out.
This woman got hit by a fucking train, got her leg severed. This guy steals her leg. He was found on the fucking sidewalk munching it.
Oh, so,
There's an entire video of this guy fucking eating her leg and like swinging it around, and the fucking cops pull up. He's walking around like it's a fucking turkey leg from Disneyland, and he's taking fucking bites out of it, and you can see him like tear off of this fucking leg. So I'm on Denver7.com. Caption reads, "Man ejaculated on food while employed at Fort Collins Safeway. Police chief says." I have Safeway here. There's not Safeway in fucking Utah. But that's like, I went there today. I got my groceries from Safeway today. This guy worked at fucking Safeway, was caught masturbating in the fucking produce section because he works the produce section, ejaculates and comes on this fucking food. Kids eat it. This guy is now charged with multiple fucking charges.
I still eat at Subway.
Check your fucking fruit, boys.
Jared got caught for fucking coming in like the mayo, didn't he? At Subway.
I don't fucking know, bro. People are coming on fruit, bro.
No, but that's what I still eat at Subway. Is what I'm saying. So it's like,
fuck.
Yeah, this guy jizzes on fruit. I thought that was fucking crazy.
It's on fruit. It's on the fruit.
Yeah, this guy's coming on the fucking fruit, and families are buying it, and kids are fucking eating it, and now he's like facing several fucking charges.
I was picturing somebody in like
No, this guy's jerking off in the fucking. This guy's on the clock.
in the produce section.
Walks out in the fucking produce section, jerks his fucking meat, comes on the fucking fruit. Families buy it. Men buy it. Women buy it.
Bro,
People lost their goddamn minds, brother.
why the fuck? Why are human fluids being like fucking taken out in grocery stores? Why is that a normal thing now? Going back to deli dump, like why the fuck is that? Why are people doing that shit? Why the fuck is homie?
Bro, if I found out somebody was pissing in my land shark, I'd be pissed, bro.
We trying to get a land shark sponsor, dog?
Sponsored by Land Shark. It's a 12-inch lager, a premium lager coming in a 12-pack. If you're looking for a 6-pack.
I just
Okay, I got another story for you boys.
Pour me a glass of that juice, dog.
So, Armin Meiwes, a German man born December 1st, 1961. He basically put out a post on the internet looking for a prime man, 25 years old, to be butchered and eaten, looking for a volunteer. After multiple posts, a man responds. So a volunteer comes forth, and Armin butchers this guy and fucking eats him. Before fucking eating him, they both fucking cut his penis off. They tried to chew it off first. So they fucking threw it on the pan with salt and pepper, wine and oil. Tried to cook it and still couldn't eat it. So they fed it to the fucking dog. The volunteer goes into the bath without a cock. Is laying in the fucking bath. The butcher, Armin, the cannibalist, is reading Star Trek and checking on him every 15 minutes. Armin checks on him and stabs him in the throat eventually, killing him. He slices his body up and fucking eats it, right? Apparently, the footage was recorded through the entire session that lasted over 4 hours. The footage has still not been public, but there has been screenshots. After looking at the screenshots on Reddit, I go down to the fucking comments section, and I have this guy who says, "This is Vinny talking. Honestly, the guy who wanted to be eaten was even more bizarre than Armin." Spaghetti Mountain replies, "Dude, there's a degree of giantess fetish where these guys literally want to be crushed, mutilated, eaten alive by a giant woman." Vinny then comes and chimes in, and he says, "That's called macrophilia. And tell you the truth, I actually have a fetish. I have that fetish myself. I've always loved tall slash giant women. Now, before you saying anything, I have no desire to be crushed or eaten. I'm not into any massophysic part of it. I'm only into the visual, meaning I like to fantasize about giant women, but nothing beyond that." Spaghetti Mountain replies, "Bruh, I'm a huge giantess fan as well. Love that shit. But I don't want to be mutilated and actually killed in pain." Vinny then chimes in again, "I never thought I would meet a fellow giantess fan here. It's a very niche fantasy. But yeah, I really love that stuff too. I love to picture in my head that a giant woman who stands thousands or miles of feet tall, so big that everything is tiny in comparison to her. There's nothing that we can do." Atomic Samurai joins the conversation and says, "I know this is random, but there's a game coming out called Resident Evil 8 where you are chased and almost killed by a giant lady." Tora comes in and says, "My body is ready for that game to come out." Count Vertidunkelon says, "Resident Evil is Elon Musk and giantess fetish is Dogecoin. Once it releases, big women will be blowing up." Spaghetti Mountain comes back in the conversation and says, "This is so interesting. Mine is a little different. I don't want a woman that is thousands of feet or miles tall. If I am understanding correctly, you think this woman is so big I'm an ant in comparison." And that gets you going. Tell me if I'm wrong. I prefer imagining a woman like 40 feet, 50 feet tall. I'm small enough that they could completely dominate me. And that's basically where the conversation like ends. But I thought that fucking shit was crazy. So, and that was in the subreddit of a man eating another man that was a volunteer to get chopped up and eat. Okay, so in Canada, there was this guy, and he was taking this Greyhound bus, right? And he was taking this Greyhound bus, and he ends up fucking stabbing one of the fellow passengers to death. After he stabs him to death, he fucking beheads this guy and starts fucking eating him. He goes into court, and basically, I mean, he has charges and shit, but he basically gets away scot-free, and it was because he was saying it was a sign of God. He was saying it was a sign of God, and they basically just let him go. And he lives in Canada, and he's just walking the fucking streets fucking free.
They didn't lock him in a fucking like mental institution.
Canada's a different kind of fucking country, bro.
You telling me I can go eat a man?
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
You're telling me I can go and eat a man and enjoy it like a meal out? What the hell? What?
You can't take a bus downtown without getting eaten. There was this guy, bro, called Issei Sagwa. Basically, he was a Japanese teacher, and he goes ahead and has a student that's a Dutch woman, and he lures her back to his house, right? He ends up fucking killing her and fucking eating her. And he basically became a celebrity in Japan. So he was arrested in France and he got deported to Japan, but they didn't pass over the legal paperwork and like all of the shit. And Japan couldn't put him in jail. So he was scot-free and he became a celebrity after reeling in one of his like students and eating her. And yeah, basically fucking becoming a celebrity, becoming a guest speaker, becoming a guest in honor. And he ended up dying in 2022. And he was saying that his biggest like problem with his life was getting a job, knowing that you're a cannibalist and a murderer. You know, but it was fucking crazy. I thought that you become a celebrity off of fucking cannibalism.
How do you? Is that not rightful, or is that not lawful to not just put him in jail at that point? You know what I mean? He's caught. He killed one of his fucking students and ate her. You don't just be like, dude, like fuck the paperwork, fuck the office work for 2 seconds. Can we just put this man behind bars? How did he get praised, bro? That's my question.
I don't know. Sammy, you drunk right now?
Yeah, I'm vibing as fuck.
I'm fucking blasted right now. All right, I've got all these fucking bottles over here, brothers, and I think it's time to lead into the deadly 10.
It's about that time, eh?
Welcome to the Dodecast.
Deadly 10, hosted by Bridger and Shae from the one and only Dodecast.
If you could have one cybernetic upgrade or superpower, which one would you choose, bro?
Is speed one?
Yeah.
When you said that, I specifically thought of like the Incredibles, and I was like, strength, like flexibility, speed, force fields, and I would want to be Dash if I was a person from the Incredibles. That's what I thought of immediately. When you said when I was like abilities, like I think Incredibles are all like incredible abilities, human wise.
Oh, of course.
So Dash for sure is who I'd want to be. What about you guys? What about you guys though? If you had to be ability wise like that.
That's not part of the deadly 10, Sammy.
Oh wow!
We can't answer any of these questions.
Oh wow! So conversation's over.
That's the rule that's set.
Oh.
It's a set rule. We don't make the rules around here.
Oh.
You think we own this joint?
I thought.
Anyways, number 2. Have you ever walked in on your parents having sex?
No. I lived in like a mobile home, so it was very obvious when I was going on. So I knew not to go in that fucking room. Like there'd be like it's like you're dumb if you're gonna walk in on that shit. Like I swear to God.
Holy shit. Oh, number 3 is coming in hot and heavy. What's the weirdest porn that you've ever watched?
Uh, weirdest? Like used or
Or
watched?
you just, or you just got curious.
well, I mean, watched is totally different because I've seen like midget porn, but I've never used that. You know what I mean? Used, bro. Yeah, like throw up bondage is weird. Like, I've seen that. It's like where they throw up with them tied up. When they're like, but they're like tied up specifically. Yeah, and it's like, I that's the weirdest ever.
I thought you said throw up.
Yeah, it's like throw up bond. It's like they're tied up and it's throw up bondage. Like they tie them up and then make them puke.
You're just gonna leave me with this image of throw up bondage that I have in my head, bro.
Question 4.
Thank you.
What is the last lie that you told?
Last lie I told. Um, dude, you know what? Damn, that's crazy. That's what comes to mind. That's kind of probably one time when I told my mom I was gonna call her and I didn't. Like that happened this week. Well, I called her today though, but I think Monday I told her I was gonna call her and I didn't. I think that's the last lie I told.
You do that to your mother.
No, but like that's why I'm like that's crazy. But that's what comes to mind. Is like I didn't do what I was gonna say I was gonna do.
I'm gonna roll in and ask you, what's the worst sexual experience or hookup experience you've ever had?
So there's one girl I met off Tinder. Dude, this is crazy. Wow, I can't believe I remember this so vividly. So it was a different apartment, but I had this recliner, and my recliner it was like a studio, so it was set up way different. So it was all set up around like a bed. So like the bed was like the main piece because of the studio. Anyway, my recliner sat kind of main in front of my TV, so we were like watching TV, and she was like sitting right here, and I saw her texting like her friend, and she was like, "He's the one." And it was a Tinder date. I was like, "Whoa!" Anyway, we nothing happened, and then we went to bed. And the next morning, we did something, and like it was just so dissatisfying. Like I was like, "Wow!" I was like, "I don't know," but that's like that was like the word because like she left right after that, and I was like, "Ew." It just felt gross because it was like I don't know. It felt because it was weird. Cause I was like, she like likes me, and I was like, I don't like her. It's like a Tinder date. And then I got to sleep on it, and I still did it, so it just felt like guilty and gross, and I didn't like it.
Number 6. What is your number one biggest fear of all time?
Um, heights and I don't know. Heights is probably number one.
Oh, wow.
But when I have like when I go to the fair, I still ride like the biggest ride, but heights is like still my biggest fear. Like I would love to go skydiving, but at the same time, heights is my biggest fear. If that makes sense. Buried alive is a huge fear. That's like irrational.
Um, what is your most embarrassing night out story?
So one night, damn, this is like the only thing I can think of because it was really stupid. And the only reason I say I regret it is just because how stupid it was. We were like so we used to have fun in this wash, and it was like I was with my baseball team at the time, so it was like 8 of us, and we were at this guy's house, and he like had this beef with his neighbor. And we're like, let's egg his house. So we egg his house from the wash, and then we after like an hour went by, and we were just like fucking around after that. We walked around the front of his house to like his neighbor's house. So it's hard to explain. But he lived over here, and his neighbor lived like across this washway, and there was a bigger wash behind. And then if you walked around the whole cul-de-sac in a way, you could walk behind the neighbor's house and still see his house. So we went to egg his house from like this discreet spot that was like far away, and we were throwing eggs from it because it was he. it was over this wall that was down this deep wash, and then we walked around the house that I was talking about. That's not either other one, and we were throwing it like, so it was house. There was a house right here, and we were throwing it like this to his house, but you can't see it because there's like this deep hole. So we walked up around this way, and there was cops there from the first egging. So we were throwing eggs like at cops, and we didn't know they were there. Like we were just throwing them. And we like started running and like we got chased like through the wash like I had like lights were shining. It was pretty fucking crazy. And I was like 14, 15. But that's the biggest thing I can say I regret, just because like after the first egging, like I knew better. I was like, nah, like we shouldn't do this. But I still partook, and I remember like once it happened, I remember like running through the wash, like lights shining over me, like flashlights, like fuck, like I knew better as I was running. That's something like I said I definitely like regret doing, because I remember thinking like I regret this as I was in it.
Going on to number 8 here. We've got craziest place you've ever had sex, Sammy?
I mean, I feel like I need to give more than one answer because it's like we can give. So number one is that's not number one. That's pretty basic. Number one, uh, probably like my parents' driveway, just like getting diggity down, like 12 a.m. Parents' driveway, like but I didn't live in like a neighborhood. I lived in like it was like rural, so like houses were kind of spread apart. So like my driveway was my driveway. Like my driveway wasn't like visible to most people.
Legendary.
Other one is probably like yeah, definitely. So my I used to have this girlfriend, and she had like 7 siblings. So there was like 9 people in the house constantly. And there was only like 5 bedrooms, so like people would sleep like on the couches type shit. And yeah, the couch in that house is probably number two, just because how like busy, like there was so much traffic.
My God. You said people sleep on that shit though.
I mean I didn't blast on it, but yeah.
So if I one night, I know you like your spaghetti. If I one night make you some spaghetti, I make you a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, and these are like I serve it to you. These are the best meatballs you've ever had in your life. But I tell you, I prepared bull testicles in a certain way and served you spaghetti and bull balls. But it's the greatest dish, like spaghetti dish you've
Like
ever
you
had in your
tell
life.
me this post dish, like after I ate it.
Yes, I serve you this plate of spaghetti. You're like, oh my God, I just finished it. That was absolutely amazing. What did you do to it? And I'm like, oh, I used bull testicles as the meatballs. But it's the greatest plate of spaghetti you've ever had. Would you ask me to make that shit for you again?
Yeah, people eat everything. People eat like every part of everything. People like fucking people like you guys know menudo. People put fucking like pig's foot in menudo, and like that's just fire. Have you actually had like it adds like a fat flavor, and and like there's a pig foot floating in your soup, and it's actually really good.
Well, going on to number 10 here. Have you ever been cheated on, or have you ever cheated on somebody?
Yeah, to both, to be honest.
That's pain.
Yeah, the first one's pain. The second one's like guilt.
Damn.
That's 2 deadly 10s under your belt.
Let's get it.
Double deadly tens has not been done before. Double champ.
The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
Tell them.
Shall we wrap this episode, boys, and run some R6?
Oh, we can run them.
I might, I might have to run Maverick. Thank you guys for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Of course. As always,
Of course, anytime.
Don, you got something to say?
Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next week, dog.
Oh, I'm gonna catch you, Don. I'm gonna come back with some gallons of juice this next time, Don.
Keep it wet, dog.
Keep it wet, Don.
I'll see you next week, Sammy.
Hit
I'll
me up,
catch you
dog.
later.
Later, Dons.
Later on.
Keep it wet.